Hey guys, I'm back again and I'm here to do a video concerning February and Black History Month because for me, Black History Month, February is Read So Lit, okay? So before I get down to that, I just wanted to give a shout out to some other people that are doing some Black History Month endeavors. The first person I wanted to shout out is Seji over at The Artisan Geek. She is doing her Black Lit Challenge again this year. So I will link below her video for that in case you were interested in joining in on that. I think she's doing it with prompts and things like that. So go check out Seji. Second person is Jessie from Bow Ties and Books. Again, Blackathon this year is going to be here on YouTube, over on Instagram, and I think over on Twitter as well. I will link information below so you can check that out. It's promising to be very, very good. And last but not least, I wanted to shout out the Black Prose Club. Now, the Black Prose Club is doing a Black Book Summit this month. So that means they're going to do some live discussion every Saturday in the month of February. So the first one is Unsung Booktubers You Should Know, and that is the first week. The second Saturday is Reading for Pleasure versus Views, and I will be taking part in that discussion. And then on the third week we're having Romance and Its Variety, and the last Saturday of February will be Afro SFF. So there is no excuse not to be reading anything Black this month, okay? There's just no excuse. There's so much going on, and that is just, what I just said there is just the tip of the iceberg, because if you're on Instagram, you know there is a ton of stuff going on this month. So, I am here to discuss the first prompt of the Read So Lit photo challenge. I'll put it here in case you don't know what it looks like. This is going over on Instagram, but what I'll be doing is I will be either spotlighting it. I'm going to do both. I'm going to spotlight it every day on my blog, and then I'll come here at the end of the week and give you a rundown of all of the books that I spotlighted for the week. So that way, if you're not on Instagram, you can still kind of know what's going on, or if not, you can just go over to my blog and see it over there as well. So the first prompt is always Read So Lit TBR. So what do we mean by Read So Lit TBR? We mean this month is February, Black History Month in the US. So the Read So Lit TBR are the Black American books you'll be reading this month. So let's get started with my list because I have quite the stack. I plan on doing and getting into some serious reading this month. So the first book is A More Perfect Union by Tammy Huff. Okay. Here is Tammy Huff. She is a Black American writer living in the UK. And this is a fiction novel of the real life story of her great-great-grandfather and grandmother. Now, this is the Read So Lit Read-Along book for the month of February. If you're still interested in joining us, you can. It's always open. You can join. If you're looking for the book, you can definitely purchase it through the Book Depository, and I think you can also purchase it from the publisher. I will link all that information below as well, because I didn't know that because this is a small independent publisher, but I think they are selling the book as well. So they've given me the name of someone that you can also order from. So I'll link that person's information below. So this book should be an interesting take because her great-great-grandfather is white Irish and her great-great-grandmother is Black. And it's how these two meet and fall in love in the circumstances of slavery. This is taking place around 1850, something like that. So, yeah, I'm excited for this one. I think we're going to have a lot to talk about. And the author, Tammy Huff, will be with us for the live chat. So come on, y'all. bring it. The next book on my list is this one, which is Song of Solomon, Toni Morrison. This is the Everyman's Library edition, the little tassel there. And this is the Read So Lit Patreon book club pick for the month of February. So we're doing a special read this month for Read So Lit, and we decided to group together and read Song of Solomon. So this should be interesting for me because it will be my second time reading Song of Solomon. I hadn't read it since college, so it's been a minute. But, you know, this should be, yeah, interesting. I wonder if it's going to feel like I'm reading it for the first time, or if I'm actually going to like remember details as I'm reading along. I don't know. I'll let y'all know when it gets read. So this is what we'll be reading for that. So if you're interested in joining the Read So Lit book club just for the month of February, it's possible. Come on, you can join it and discuss Song of Solomon with us. That information is also linked below. Next on my list, I'm going to be reading Grant Park. This is the third book that I own from the great Leonard Pitts Jr. You know, the one who wrote The Last Thing You Surrender, Freeman. Okay, so he also wrote this one. And this is a book that is taking place. It says the novel ricochets between the two eras of 2008, when a senator from Illinois stands on the verge of history, and 1968, when Martin Luther King confronts his troubled last campaign in Memphis. So I expect this one to be fairly racially charged. I have a feeling it's going to be very interesting because Leonard Pitts Jr. always has a way of putting his finger on the spot that hurts. But he's always direct and honest, and what he has to say is always, it's just spot on. So I have a feeling this one is going to break my heart, but I feel like it's time for me to read it. So that's one of the ones I'm going to be reading for the month of February. Okay, as you know, I'm trying to read one short story collection a month at least. And I decided to pick up this one, The Awkward Black Man by Walter Mosley. This came out, I think it was last year, and I haven't gotten to it yet, so I decided this is the moment for me to pick this one up. So I'm expecting this to be a very interesting novel about black men, and I'm wondering how well is it going to pair with Close to the Bone, which is what I read last year, which is a book specifically about black men. So I'm interested to see if The Awkward Black Man and Close to the Bone actually speak to each other. So that's kind of like what I'm looking for here. So it'll be interesting to see just in general what Mosley's going to say. Next on my list, I have The Prophets by Robert Jones Jr. Okay, this is a new release. It just came out, I think last week or something like that. This is supposed to be a novel which takes place during slavery time, and there is a relationship between two men. Now, this book is being blurbed as being reminiscent of Toni Morrison. That kind of worries me because I really don't like it when people, when books are blurbed with, oh, it's reminiscent of James Baldwin, of this, because I feel like it doesn't give that author a chance to enter himself or herself into the world without already being attached to another great writer. And what winds up happening is often we wind up being a little disappointed, because if we feel like that writing that Toni Morrison did is at a certain height that nobody can touch, if you go and you say that this is reminiscent of it, you know, the dude don't have room to make a mistake. So I'm going to just act like I didn't hear that, like I didn't read that, but that's what they actually had to cheek to publish here on the inside flap. But I'm just going to act like I didn't read that and just, you know, I'm just going to read the book and just not trip. Okay, the next book I have is Yellow Wife by Sadiqa Johnson. This is also a new release. Here is Sadiqa Johnson. I think this is either her 4th or 5th novel, but her previous novels were mostly chick lit. So this one kind of falls into a historical fiction realm. So it is the story of a young black woman who is a slave, who is somewhat protected because her mother works in the house, and she was supposedly promised that when she got to the age of adulthood, 18, that she would be able to be freed. But when she turns 18, that's not exactly what happens. So this is not a big book, but I am planning on getting to this one fairly quickly, because I have a feeling it's one of these books that can either be really, really good or really, really ordinary. Next book on my list is B.B. Moore Campbell's What You Owe Me. And this is a book that I've had on my shelf for eons, but not only that, it's a book that's over 500 pages. So as you know, I'm trying to read books that are 400 plus pages every month, and this will be my second big book that I'm reading. And being that it's old, so it's ticking all the boxes, okay? Ticking all the boxes. Another B.B. Moore Campbell, and I haven't read B.B. Moore Campbell in years, ages. But not only that, it's been ages on my shelf, and it's over 500 pages. So it ticks a lot of boxes. I hope to be getting to this one pretty quickly as well, and I'll let you know how it goes. Now, some of you have probably already read this one, but I haven't. So yeah. All right, and then last but not least, I have the Selected Letters of Ralph Ellison, and this is a compilation of letters that Ralph Ellison wrote to various members of his family, but also to other famous people, writers, creators, etc. So I will be trying to squelch this beast of 1,000 pages this month, because this was a birthday gift to myself, and I said, no, I'm buying this, but I'm reading it next month in February. And so here we are. So what I'm doing is I'm reading about 40 pages a day. I'm not killing myself. I've already read my 40 pages today, and I can tell you it was lovely. It read really, really nicely. I have this thing, if you don't know, I love epistolary form novels, which we don't get a ton of them. And I also love the fact that it's Ralph Ellison writing, and sometimes his letters are kind of long. So yeah, that's what I'm reading this month. So those are all of the books. That's all the stuff. So look for a video which will give you the 7 prompts of the week so I'll probably do that on Monday. So look for the next Read So Lit photo challenge video next Monday, where I'll go through the 7 prompts and I'll show you the pictures that I took, and I'll try to discuss the books with you a little bit. So that's all I have for you today. I need to get back to work, and I need to get back to reading, because I got a lot to read, as you could see. But I'm doing okay, because like I said, I read my 40 pages of Ralph Ellison's letters, and then I think afterwards I'm going to try and pick up this one, Yellow Wife, because it seems to be quite short. So that's all I have for you for the moment. I will be coming back with a review of House of Stone, so stay tuned. So I'll probably be in the same clothes, so don't freak out about that, okay? I'll see you real soon with another video. Bye-bye.